Good morning. This is the Harley Troubadour, and I am thankful to be able to finally get to do another video. Obviously, this background that you see is not one that you've seen on my normal videos. All the videos pretty much either came from my car or from my garage or from out riding. Uh, this video this morning is coming to you from my workplace, where I'm a little bit early this morning. I'm taking a few minutes because I haven't been able to do a video recently. But I was hoping for it to be a video out on the bike as we took a long trip. Again, I am, well, not a long trip, but again, I am from Massillon, Ohio, and our motorcycle group, Mercy Grace and Motorcycles, we took a trip from Massillon to Triadelphia, West Virginia, which is actually where one of the Cabela's places are. Um, so I wanted to take the video of that, but because we were going somewhere that I hadn't been before, and on the way down, I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. We took back roads, and they were some scenic and fun roads to go on, but you really had to pay attention to what you were doing, along with some riders we had that weren't as experienced. So I couldn't record really and do anything on the way down. And then some of the people were staying down there, and half of us were coming back. So I was the leader bringing people back, and I was trying to follow my GPS and stuff. So I really couldn't do uh, much recording that way. But I did want to come to you with a video here this morning. One of the things is when we were on the way back, of course, like many times out there today, we had a close call where a truck was coming in off of an on ramp, and I didn't see it exactly, but I know several people were angry, did not appreciate what went on, and I just want to reiterate out there for everybody to be careful, be looking for the people that aren't paying attention, the grass clippings on the road, the gravel out on the road, um, and, of course, trying to tell the people that are out there driving to pay attention. I was that guy at one time that wasn't a motorcycle rider. And a lot of times people aren't informed. They don't know about these things. Even the stuff as far as the grass on the road, they don't realize that that's really against the law in most municipalities. So let's just worry about the safety. But when we took our ride down to Cabela's, I can say it was definitely a challenging route. A lot of go fast, slow down, go fast, turn, go fast, slow down. Very sharp turns. But it was a lot of fun. We did enjoy that. I wish I could have got some video of it. It was very scenic as we went down that way. And on the way back, it was even better. And I'll talk about that in a minute. But we went down to Cabela's and we enjoyed ourselves down there. And like I said, some people stayed over, some people came back, but we did have a good time. On the way back, the best part of the trip for me was on the way back. We went on Route 250 here in Ohio, coming back up to Massillon, and there was a lake that I had never seen. I've been in Ohio for a long time, but I had never seen, I've heard of it, called Tappan Lake, Tappan Lake, or Tappan Lake. And I looked it up because one of the things I was impressed about was that fact that it was an extremely large lake. I had been around a lot of lakes, and of course, Lake Erie in Ohio is gigantic, but when you start looking at the inland lakes, that's a bigger deal when they look huge like this one. So I looked up the sizing of it, and information on the internet sometimes it can be exact, sometimes not. But I got to believe this is relatively close, and it is actually, as I'm looking on the screen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the seventh largest lake by volume. And it has volume in acre slash feet of 35,100. I know in numbers that can't really tell you exactly uh, what we saw, but I can say the road 250 goes right alongside of Tappan Lake, and I rode and I rode and I rode and I rode, and the lake was there. It was huge. There was boats out on it. It was, it's in a wooded area. It was just awesome. So I do suggest that you get a chance, you go to Tappan Lake and check out the scenery there. The main reason why I'm doing the video this morning, though, is I want to talk about Bluetooth speakers. If you paid attention to the videos in the past few, I've talked about how I wanted to get Bluetooth music on my bike. That trip down to West Virginia, I had some earbuds in, but one, it blocks out the sound from what your surroundings are, which is probably a safety problem. I know in some places it's probably not legal even to have those in. So I had music, but the thing that I will say with that is now that I've had music while I'm riding, I want it. I want to be able to hear music. So I have been trying to choose over the last few weeks different uh, Bluetooth speakers. And mind you, when you see my bike, if you remember on some of the videos, my handlebars that I have on there, they're not very wide, so there's not a lot of room. I've got a holder for my cell phone on there, but there's not a lot of room to put anything there. So I've tried different things, and I've tried two specific units. The real problem wasn't where they were going as much as it was the sound. I had tried a Boss Audio a black set. Part number was MC425BABK, and they weren't loud enough. Now, mind you, I have a set of mufflers on my bike that are extremely loud. Tab Performance with Zombie baffles. It's the loudest set that they have. It's one of the loudest, period, that you can get. But so I put the speakers on there, and I just couldn't get the sound I wanted. I went out for a ride, probably at best 50 mile an hour, and it just wasn't what I wanted. I could hear, but it just wasn't what I wanted. So then I turned around and I ordered this set called JBL Cruise. And I like the concept of those ones because as far as placement and my problem with my handlebars, this is actually a patented or setting up for a patent set that you take off your mirrors, the speakers go on where the mirrors went in, and then there's a spot on the bar of the speaker where the mirror goes back down in. So your speakers are out there at your handlebars facing towards you, eye level, ear level, whatever you want to say. But I kind of ended up with the same scenario in the sound. One of the things I did do that I will tell you, some people don't know, is there's a lot of apps on your phone where you can get an equalizer boost, which definitely raises the level of sound, but still not what I was looking for. And I knew that a lot of that was because of the Tab Performance Zombie Baffle mufflers that I put on. And don't let me seem like I'm putting them down when I tell you this and the rest of the story. If your idea is that you want a nice rumble, I highly recommend Tab Performance with the Zombie Baffles. But it came to a point where, it's more about music. I want to hear the music. I want a good sound, but I want to hear the music. And neither of those were working. Neither of those Bluetooth speakers were working properly. You can go out and pay $1,000 or more for a set, and it will give you what you want, but that wasn't the money I was looking to spend. So in my research, I had been always looking at this Kurakin bar, and the cost of that was 3 to 4 times what the JBL and the Boss Audio set was. Still not up there at that $1,000 level, but $400 is still a lot more than I was spending or wanted to spend. So I finally decided I'm going to call Kirakin and ask them. Now, here's the interesting thing. This is the thing I really wanted to get on video. When the person got online, and again, mind you, this is Kirakin themselves, not another dealer or something. This is Kirakin. Got a guy on the phone, and I told him what the deal was. That I have these mufflers on my bike. It's loud. I've tried these two different Bluetooth setups, and all I got was not loud enough music. I said, so I need you to tell me, how is this Kirakin? What will it do? How much better will it be? Can I expect that that'll give me the extra oomph I need to be able to hear? And totally surprising to me, his answer was no, don't buy it. Now I'm talking, this is a salesman for Kirakin, and he's telling me, don't do it. You're not going to find anything out there, especially if you don't have a windshield, which I did. But he said, unless you have a fairing, none of these units that are $100 to $400 are going to do anything. You need a fairing to really get the sound you're looking for. I was like, this is unbelievable. I've never called a place where a salesman chose not to sell me nothing. Didn't want to sell me nothing. Said, save my money. Surprised. Absolutely surprised. So I took that information, and I was going home after work that day after talking to them. And I said to myself, you know what, Harley Troubadour, you're going to have to make a decision. Do you want music or do you want the sound? And that's excluding paying $1,000 for a sound system. Music or sound? So I actually talked to my son real quick and asked him what he thought. I knew what my wife would say. And I've made the decision because I was lucky and I did not sell my original equipment muffler setup. I'm going to put my original equipment muffler setup back on so that my music will be at a level that I can enjoy it. A lot of things when it comes to your bike, you have to decide comfort or sight, or in this case, comfort or hearing. I would love to have the loud bike with the music. I just don't want to pay $1,000 for something to put on. And then on top of all that, I had an epiphany in that here I am trying to get a sound system to get louder than my muffler so that I can hear the sound system and not the muffler. Now, did you get what I just said? I'm trying to drown out the muffler system anyways. So I said to myself, well, you're going to spend $1,000 to drown out the muffler system. Where do you put your regular mufflers back on that you already paid for? Use the speakers you've already paid for and get exactly what I'm trying to get to. So a lot of things on your bike. You know, I prefer my original seat. I like the single seat, especially on a bobber. That's how it's supposed to look. But for longer rides and more importantly to get my wife on, I had to go out and buy the Harley Tallboy that gave all the padding and everything. So it became comfort over sight. People do that with their handlebars. Is it you want something looking really cool and less comfortable, or something comfortable and less cool? For me, I try to get in the middle somewhere. I try different things, especially with Amazon and eBay, where you can send things back easy. I try different routes. Now, one thing I will say with this muffler system, unfortunately, when I make this change, I'm not going to return those. This is a $400 set that has a few thousand miles on it, and I am going to be selling that for $200, half the cost. Great muffler system if you want loud. I am going to be selling that. I will be putting it on some Facebook posts, Facebook sites that I belong to, but I wanted to let everybody out there know in case somebody has a 2018, 2019 Street Bob and wants a good loud system, muffler system for half the cost. And that's to you, $200 to you. So I will be making these changes in the next few odd days. I will definitely videotape some of that so you can hear the differences. And I'm just going to roll with that. I figured out as riding that I want to hear music more than I want to hear the sound of the muffler. So we'll be making that change. I hope you enjoyed the video this morning. I ask you to hit that subscribe button, hit the bell so that you get the knowledge when new videos are coming out. They'll send it to your email or whatever way you have it set up. But please do that. And again, as always, I ask you to please go down all the way down to the bottom. If you have any comments, questions about any of this, that you send those comments to me so I can give you answers or at least reply to what you're wanting to say. Other than that, I tell you to be safe out there. God bless you all until the next time that we meet on the Harley Troubadour channel. See you.